Hi everyone, it's Rob Watson, the module leader for TECH2503 Community Media Production. What I'm going to do in this short video is just give an outline of the key issues that we're going to cover in the lecture this week. I've finally got it written. I've been able to put together a PowerPoint presentation, and I've been able to post the notes to the DMU Commons wiki. So if you go to wiki.our.dmu.ac.uk, you'll be able to search for the TECH2503 page, and for the lecture notes for week 4 or lecture number 4, you'll be able to download and access these as a PDF document, which you can convert to a Word document if you need to adapt it. The key issues that we're going to cover this week is the idea, something that Kevin Howley talks about in chapter 4 or section 4, of the Understanding Community Media book that he edited. And it's really the idea of on what basis do we offer and think about community media as something that's embedded or is part of the process and the framework for community development. So there's an awful lot of discussion about providing resources, but the question is on what basis do we provide those resources? Often there's an idea that we use technical platforms and technical approaches to put things in place which allow people to have the capacity to guide and structure and organise, and we look for kind of outcomes, and we look for programs of activity, and we ask people to achieve certain things, and we want to know where the money goes and what it's spent on. The other way of thinking is to kind of look for what kind of comes out the bottom-up approach, if you like. So the one on the one hand is the top-down approach, and on the other hand is the bottom-up approach, where we're looking to see what comes out of community interaction and what comes out of the way that people naturally use, or if you like, in an uncontrolled way, use public resources and engage in conversations and find things meaningful and use their relationships to negotiate problems and to manage conflict and to extend and develop a broader sense of community. So this is quite a kind of, it's fairly technical in the way that we'll approach it, but it's supported by the section in the Stephen Moore book, I think it's the chapter 3, which is Langham, where they use a model of computer modelling, computer-assisted design, in order to be able to map out complex community relationships, not seeing communities or social development as something which is simple, merely a kind of an input and an output, but something which is actually kind of more emerging, something which is kind of less able to be controlled and less able to be predicted. And in some cases, the kind of activities which I think we're probably familiar with in our day-to-day life, where a small input might have a big effect and a big input might have very little effect. So it's kind of asking questions about what do we do, how do we plan, what's the basis on which we'd devise community development programs and community media programs. So the reading for this week is the 4th section, Introduction, in the Kevin Howley book. And there's a program that you can listen to on there's a link to it via the wiki, which is the 3rd in the series of the BBC Radio 4 programs about whatever happened to community, and it's a debate about kind of nostalgic ideas of community. So that's well worth listening to as a kind of support, a background support to your work as you move forward with this. And then the last piece, I've posted a document about activist and alternative media, which is something I've written, which summarises some of the kind of background information about community media and the different forms of community media and what they do and what they're used for. So there's plenty of information to be reading up and looking at as you come from the lecture and work with John in the workshops. Sorry, it's been a really long day. I'm starting to realise that I'm getting really tired. So hopefully this is making some kind of sense. I'll be with you on Thursday at the lecture at 4 o'clock. Is that right? Yes, hope it is. And we'll try and explain this in a bit more detail. Don't worry about it being a bit wordy this week. I've done plenty of diagrams which I've included in the PDF document. So I hope to see you on Thursday.